Next, let's queer up South Florida and Florida. Despite conservative pushback, Broward County schools vote to recognize LGBTQ months. In a tense meeting, the Broward School Board voted 6-3 to approve 96 resolutions, including 3 recognizing queer events. Despite conservative opposition, the resolutions honor LGBTQ History Month in October, National Day of Silence in April, and Pride Month in June. These resolutions face the most scrutiny, delaying the approval of the full list, which also includes National School Lunch Week and Autism Awareness Month. The South Florida Sun-Sentinel Scott Travis reports that these LGBTQ-related recognitions drew significant attention, reflecting ongoing cultural battles over queer rights in education. You know, to say the least, right? That is, like, talk about the culture wars kind of bleeding into every aspect of our lives every day. But also kudos to Broward County that stands alone here. I mean, that is, other counties, Miami-Dade, by the way, you know, take a page from the work and it takes it takes us, right, to kind of show up, make sure that we're pushing them in the right direction, right? These things don't just happen, right? They're pushed to make them happen. It's so much easier for them just to say, let's not do it again this year, right? We have to kind of voice our opinions here.
And we have to remind them of our financial...
That's right.
Our financial stability and the number of jobs that we take in this county. And we also have to remind them of the billions of dollars that we bring in tourism through Wilton Manors and all the other, just South Florida in general.
Yeah.
But also it's very important, that the youth of today can see themselves in depicted in these stories, in the curriculum, being celebrated and honored. Just I like their straight peers. I know growing up in Washington, D.C., going to school, we didn't have characters that said it was okay to be gay. I mean, we had tragedy. I remember the Matthew Shepard had just been murdered right when I started high school. So those things, stories like that, unfortunately, that was tragic, but stories that talks about great things that we've done and how we have pioneered a lot of things is important for our youth, not just LGBTQs, but all youth.
Well, does anyone else think this sounds like the decline and fall of DeSantis and moms for lavatories? I mean, is it possible? I mean, I don't want to get overly happy about this because, they kind of just wait in the wings, waiting to pull the rug out from under us. But it does feel like a step in a positive direction.
And keep in mind, in the last round of elections, there were a dozen or more moms for liberty candidates,
lavatories,
and only 3 of them won.
Right.
Yeah. So again, the theme of the month is going to be vote, and we can make sure our presence is secure.
Yeah.
But to Greg's point too, when these things happen, we celebrate them because I mean, we can't just always be like, oh, everything's in declension when
No, that's my point.
You're right. You're right. It's a good point.
We have to remind ourselves of the victories that we have.
No doubt.